Well, I mean, you can't be mad about that. One pull, come on. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to King Fab and Off-Road. Today we are going to be continuing the removal and install of the rear axle on the Turbo R that you guys saw me start a couple videos back. I finally got a rear axle from Polaris. That was kind of my best option for now until I can get some aftermarkets that I'm comfortable with. And then also we got some whips we're going to throw on that thing that my wife got me for my birthday. So they're pretty cool, detachable Nilights. So anyways, we're going to get to that, so stay tuned. Okay guys, we're back on the Razor axle tear apart, as I just said. The other day I just pulled this apart and cut the boot excuse me, just to see how this broke. I've got some contacts inside of the Polaris community that say that that would not be covered under warranty, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Got another axle ordered and just going to put it in today. So I'm going to get this popped out of here. Hopefully it comes out being it's a really new machine. And then take this all apart. I'm not sure the best plan of attack on that, but we'll get to the bottom of it. I'll show you what I do. Stay tuned. Alright, I got the knuckle off, guys. I did this just to see how it came apart mainly. There's a cam bolt that goes in here and a couple bolts that just hold the actual spindle on. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my axle out and around like this. I'll still have to take these off like a traditional Razor, but I just wanted to take it apart so I knew how it all worked. So see if I can get this axle out. If not, that's what we'll do. Okay, you definitely got to take this off just to get access to your other bolts. Let me fix that. You don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier. You might as well if you're doing this, especially if you're at home. If you're on the trail, I probably wouldn't. The only thing is for these bolts right here, they're really hard to get to. They're behind this and not easy to get to back in there. So long story short, I've stripped it all down just so I know how it comes apart, because it's a little different than the traditional Razor, being this is newer. But I got the axle in a position where I can start pulling on it. We'll see if it comes out worth the heck, and hopefully it does. Well, I mean, you can't be mad about that. One pull, come on. Making everybody look bad there. Alright. Sweet, it's out. Reverse the procedure. This is my OEM Polaris axle. They packaged it quite nice, it looks like. Pretty decent, really. Looks a lot like the one I just took out, just not two-piece. So that's a plus. I'm gonna look at these part numbers, make sure I didn't get shafted. No pun intended there. What do we got? Ooh, that one's got a little bend in it. We got 159800002 13345. Yep, okay, all the same. Funny, I should mention, it looks like just the way these are stamped, they're definitely not the same, so that doesn't concern me, but it is interesting to know that they're probably made in different spots already or something. But either way, we'll put her back in. At least I got one. That's all I care at the moment. Now, a lot of people say to grease these when you put them in. I don't actually have any, but I'm going to take some grease literally from my old axle here and put it around the clip on the splines. Some people say that makes it to where they're easier to pop out. Some people say that makes them pop out when you don't want them to, but I would rather it not get stuck. I've seen a lot of that in the past with guys that I ride with, and I don't want to mess with that. Do that, get it centered, in it goes. Simple as that. Alright guys, now I'm gonna restart assembling. That's kind of easy, straightforward work, and get it put back together. There are two things to note on this thing. This is your tie bar, or what controls your toe of your knuckle, essentially, in the back. And this is a cam bolt. A cam bolt essentially has, it's got a slot in it, and it can rotate in these slots to change it. So make sure when you take that in and out that you pay attention to where it was, and or make sure you kind of align your spindle the way you want when you put it back together, and not to over tighten or like put an impact on any of this. Now there's controversy, don't put an impact on anything. I work with impacts every day. I'm comfortable with using mine. You do what you want at your own risk. Next thing being said, I do not have a torque wrench. I'm going to tighten this with my impact today lightly, and then I am going to torque that, because some friends and I have had some debate on if you impact those, if it fatigues the end of the axle, etc., etc., and I do believe that it could. These impacts are known for, you know, putting way more down than you want them to. So I'm going to tighten that up just briefly, and then I will torque it later. I'm not going to have that on camera, but beside the point. Then we'll get everything, then we'll get everything put back together, and she'll be done on this part of it. Next order of business today is going to be installing some whips on the Razor. We have, I believe these are 3 foot 3 inches. What am I talking about? These are Nilights. They are multicolor spiral lights. My wife got these for me, so they're pretty sweet. For a birthday present. I am trying to figure out where I want to mount them. I got some mounts with them to mount on the roll bars, which I think is probably best. The problem is they're just a little bit too long. I was hoping to fit them right here, and of course that's not going to work without some ingenuity. Everything else in the bed's kind of flimsy, so I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out, but we'll make best of it. Of course, like anything, the worst part about this is doing the wiring and stuff, but it's all part of it. So we'll get to it here. This is what they send you. You got your instruction manual that's kind of vague, but kind of shows you how things go together. Remote, your whips, of course. Quick connect. So those just attach like so. Some hardware, and then my clamps are inside. Also, over here there is wiring harness that is not long enough to run from front to back, but I think what they're intending is this to be to the rear, and you do your own wiring to your switch, which is understandable, I guess. But it would have been cool to have like a plug and play, just stick your rocker switch. Sorry, that was also in the kit. You get your rocker switch to turn everything on, and then of course you can control it with your remote. But anyways, like I was just saying, I wish it was a little bit more plug and play. If you're gonna have it all, you might as well, you know, give you this much, you should have enough to do the whole thing. But we'll get some more wire and run it to the front, get it all done. All right, little update. Got the whips on. I took some of these Olympus mounts. It comes as a kit, just kind of generic. The holes that come in the adapters, these go into that bracket like that hold these, were not the right size. I did have to drill them out. No big deal, it's aluminum. It drills out really easily. But then I just stuck these mounts right here. I was gonna go from the bottom up, but I plan on rolling this thing more than most people probably would. I don't want to, but I plan on it. So I figure if I roll it, chances of things breaking are a little lighter. If I mount them like this, they can then bend down. You know, but I can also angle them. These angle just like this. So they're in there. Now I'm gonna start doing the wiring. Fun part. Okay, this is how they look mounted and where I'm gonna have them. Now I kind of cheated on the wiring. This Exo Gear soundbar has an auxiliary wiring port, so I'm gonna use it to power my lights. It's already fused. It has this to control it, this to control the lights. So as you know, you can change whatever, however you want to do it. These lights are pretty cool. I don't know how they're going to be longevity wise, but they got all sorts of functions. They dim, they solid lights, different modes, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. But what I got to cheat on is I don't have to run any wires through my dash, no toggle switches, no nothing. It's all controlled by my remotes. Now, everyone's thinking, man, that's no fun because how are you going to control stuff? Well, if you lose your light controller anyways, you're not going to have any control of your lights. So the way I see it, I'll hook it up this way. It's already right here. I don't have to tear my whole interior apart, and I can cheat, tie it all up to my soundbar here, and I'm done. So that's pretty sweet. A little bit of tidbit for you on this Exo Gear. If you have one or one like it, you can just tie into it. It's ready to go. So short little segment here on the lights. I didn't show you a lot, but it's all just bolt on. I mean, if you guys buy this stuff, you know what you're getting into. So anyways, thanks for watching this little video on the axle, the lights, and thanks for keeping up with me as always, guys. A huge shout out to y'all. I just hit 600 subscribers, which is pretty unreal to me. I know that my content's not as good as some YouTube stuff that you guys watch, but it means that you guys care about what I'm doing, and I see you guys commenting. I see everything that's being liked and talked about. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun to do this. I'm working on getting better with my camera stuff, in the process of buying some more things on that accord, and just making the channel better with every step. Everyone starts small and gets bigger, of course, but that's what we're doing. So thanks for keeping up, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and I will catch you next time.